Hello YouTube. Today we're going to talk about programming again and something a bit special we have on the plate because I have a subscriber who didn't offer any program. They didn't ask me to review something or a method that is already well known. They asked me for a body part split for intermediates. As you know, I love body part splits. I run a split myself and I think it's a great tool for hypertrophy for natural bodybuilders. So what I like to do usually is that I prepare the split or I prepare the program before and then I make it public for everyone to see and I understand the logic behind it. That's what happens if I make novice programs or if I make full body programs, I tell you what's up. But here, after discussing with the subscriber, they told me that they didn't really want me to make the program for them. They didn't want to make the lift or the frequency, the rep ranges, all of that. They wanted a template. So I thought, why not do it live? All right, I'm not going to prepare anything. We're just going to do it together so that you can see what my train of thought is. I'm going to think out loud as I do it with you. So they tell me they can train on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So that's 3 days where I know they're going to be training. And then they tell me sometimes on Saturday, Sunday. All right, so I'm going to say at least one of those 2 days should be there. So it's 4 days a week, sometimes 5. And they tell me the best would be upper, lower, full body, full body. When someone gives me a template to follow, when someone tells me, I think this would be better, as someone who's worked with clients, in my opinion, and when I say clients, I don't mean in bodybuilding. I mean with my real job. Usually, clients who ask for something and they say, I think it's the best, it's their way of saying, do it like this. So if you tell me, I think this would be better, I'm going to do it like this. I'm just going to follow what you think because most of the time it's a covert way to ask for it. So let's go with upper, lower, full body, full body. So we're going to have an upper day on Monday. So Monday upper, we're going to have a lower day on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to have the first full body. And then we are going to have a second full body on Saturday, which could also be Sunday. Now, an issue I see right off the bat. They tell me Saturday, Sunday, but the thing is, if I have you do a full body on Sunday, you won't be able to go in and do an upper on Monday, unless I really skew the type of training you do on Saturday. So, right off the bat, we're going to blunt the issue. I'm going to make Sunday into a GPP day. Meaning that if you can train on Saturday, yes, you will do a full body. If you cannot train on Saturday, it has to be Sunday. I don't want to hurt your training on Monday because it's going to be very upper body intense. So it's going to become a GPP day instead. So let's start with the Monday. You're going to be doing upper body. All right. So for the upper body, you're going to start with some strength work. And you're going to do a lift that's going to involve a ton of muscle right off the bat, which is going to be a compound movement. And for the upper body, there are certain candidates that I think work the best. You have bench, you have overhead press, you have dips. The thing I have with overhead press is that it involves less muscle than the bench. So I'm going to have you start with a bench or a dips. All right? We are going to, as I said, I'm not going to go too deep into the rep range of stuff, but I will be writing the program in the comments, or in the description rather. So let's start with a bench and dip combination on Monday. So either one or the other, you have to pick. And picking one or the other is going to determine the type of variations you do afterwards. So it's going to be important. So you should pick something that agrees with you. So you have bench and dips. All right. It's going to take care of your chest, your triceps, and your shoulder to some extent. But that's not enough. So I want more tricep work, but I want to have you practice your main lift a bit more. So what we're going to be doing is, if you pick bench, I'm going to have you do close grip bench press. It won't tax the shoulder too much. And if you do dips, I'm going to have you do some pause dips at the top, meaning that you're going to go through your dip, and when you come out of the dip, you're going to pause midway up when your tricep is fully extended but not completely locked. And you're going to pause for 1 or 2 seconds and then lock it completely. Midway pause dips, and both of these are going to target the triceps more, which also means you're going to do them with less weight. All right, we already have 2 compound movements and we're pretty happy with it. One thing is, the issue I have already with the template that you asked for, which is fine, is that your upper back frequency is not going to be the best. So I'm going to have you do a superset. On both the close grip and the dips, I'm going to have you do some chin-ups as a superset. It's not going to tax your chest, it's not going to tax your bicep, and it's going to help you with your work capacity because it's going to tax your cardio a bit. So we pre-fatigued the biceps a little bit, that's nice. We pre-fatigued the upper back, the chest and the triceps are pretty much not smoked, but are pretty tired. But there's a head of the tricep we haven't really worked yet, the long head. So what I want to do now is, because it's an upper body, we're gonna work on some rows. So what you're gonna do is, I'm going to have you do some Pendlay rows. All right, Pendlay rows that you will be supersetting, and we're getting into the realm of supersets and giant sets, because if you only train 4 days, you better be working hard. You're going to superset the Pendlay rows with barbell shrugs, which themselves will be supersetted with some skullcrushers. Now, I have an issue with what I've just offered, and the issue is one of logistic. This means you're going to take 1 barbell for the Pendlays, a bench for the skullcrushers, and another easy bar curl or a fixated easy bar curl for the skullcrushers. So that's doable, but if you end up in a gym where, you know, equipment runs scarce, you can replace the Pendlay rows with seal rows. And that way, you're going to already pre-own the bench. You might even do the Pendlay rows with an easy bar curls. I'm not saying it's a good thing. You definitely cannot do that with the Pendlays because you're going to hurt your chest. But it's an option if you're in those gyms that you have to basically make an appointment to get some equipment. Okay, so upper back is tired. We did some skullcrushers for the long head. What else have we not worked yet on the upper body? Shoulder. The shoulders are not taxed enough yet. So to wrap up the day, going to have you do some overhead press, and we're going to superset the overhead press with some easy bar curls. And because I'm mean, I'm also going to have you superset the easy bar curls with chin-ups. And you might think to yourself, well, the biceps are going to be tired from the bar curls. Yes, which is in a sense not an issue because the chin-ups is mostly an upper back movement. The biceps are important, but not that much. I personally do heavy isolation bicep work and immediately superset it with chin-ups. It never really affects my performance. If it does for you, we'll think about something else, but this should be fine. So we have already a day that's pretty meaty because you're going to be doing a strength work on the bench with a variation on the bench and some chin-ups, some Pendlay rows, superset with barbell shrugs and skullcrushers, and then another triple superset. So at this point, you are going to be smoked. But we worked your shoulders, we worked your triceps, we worked your biceps, we worked the long head of the tricep, which is very important. And we work the chest, of course. We work the upper back. We worked the traps with the shrugs. We worked the lats with all the pull-ups. We have worked the terrace. We have worked your rhomboids with the rows. So we're doing pretty good, all right? And we're going to finish with something that is not obligatory, that you don't have to do if you don't want to, but it's going to be a circuit, so it's a giant set that never ends of abs, face pulls for more rear delt work and for the health of your shoulders, abs, face pulls, and the last thing I'm going to have you do, abs, face pulls, I was going to say some forearm work, but we'll keep forearms for another time. Abs, face pulls, and lateral raises, right? You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but if you have some energy at the end of the workout and you have 10 minutes to kill, go for that. Lower day, Tuesday. All right, lower day, Tuesday. So again, I'm thinking about it. I'm following your template. The reason why I'm not a big fan of upper and lower is because I feel like you have to cram too many lifts on these days. And on an upper, it's okay because bench and overhead press is not too taxing. And in a way, it complements itself very well because it's going to make you healthier in your shoulders. But lower implies you might have to do squat and deads, and that's just too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the lower day Tuesday a squat heavy day. So you're going to do a knee flexion at the start, which should be a squat, but it can be any variation of the squat you like. It can be low bar, high bar, it can be front squat, it can be SSB squat. But it has to be as heavy as you can, all right? And that's just going to be its own thing. And then we're going to have you do a variation of a squat. So again, it can be front squat, post squat, it can be anything you want, but you're going to do it with less weight and more volume. Variation of the squat, and I'm going to have you superset that variation of the squat with pull-ups, because you can never do too much pull-ups. All right. So now we took care of the quads. You won't see any leg raises in the leg extensions in this. We took care of the quads. We took mostly care of the glutes. Your glutes are going to be super fatigued after that, but we didn't really smoke the hamstrings. So here we're at a crossroad, because what I really want to make you do is a variation of a deadlift. But we have to pick something because I don't know how strong your lower back is. For someone like me, this would be a walk in the park because I have a bulletproof lower back. But some people might not feel comfortable pulling from the floor at this point. So for more hamstring work, I'm going to have you do either, I'm going to give you three options. Either RDLs or straight-legged deads or hyperextensions. And of course, these will be relatively heavy. So the issue with the hyperextensions is that it might be the one that's going to be the less taxing on the SI joint and lower back, but you have to do it with a barbell. So if you're not familiar with hyperextensions, don't jump into the barbell variation of it. It can be dangerous. You need to learn how to do it with your body weight and then with dumbbells or plates before you jump into the barbell variation. But that's what I want to have you do for your hamstrings. And we're going to follow that up with a superset again. And we're going to do forearms. It's a lower day, I know, but pull-ups, work the upper body. I'm going to have you work on some details that I cannot take care of on the upper day because it doesn't synergize. So you're going to superset one of these with some forearm work. And this is where I'm not too sure what I'm going to have you do, because your arms are going to be tired from the work you've done on Monday. So I need to find something that's going to strengthen your forearms without taxing the brachialis and everything. And in that case, I'm left with a few options. So you can do plate holds, you can do static holds. What I'm going to have you do is cone grip. Now, again, for logistics, this might be annoying because now you're using 2 barbells. People are not gonna like that. It might not work the best for you. So cone grip, or you can do plate grips, you can do dumbbell grips. Basically anything that has you grab a weight and hold it with your arm fully extended so that it stretches the forearm and it works on your grip. So that's going to be the superset for that. And I'm going to leave it as is. It's going to be a double superset because the hamstring work is going to tire you a lot. Okay, at this point, your glutes and hamstrings are smoked. This is the beauty of compound movements. You don't have to care about that. Your lower back is smoked. Your legs are smoked. What is left? Calves. We're gonna have you make some calf gains. So calves, some calf work, and then I know some people like to isolate their hip, the musculature of the hips. I never did that. I never had any issues with just doing squats and deadlifts. So I'm going to leave it as is, but if you want to put some hip movements in there, that's when you should put them. So you're going to do actually abs, calves, and more pull-ups because they are great and are going to, at this point, decompress your spine at the end of the workout, which is important. So you might notice that the Monday day is going to be strictly longer than the lower body days because in my opinion, it should be like that. You should be doing more volume and spend longer in the gym on your upper body. And your lower body days should be shorter, but the intensity of the lower body is going to be higher just because you can move more weight with your lower body. So even though you're going to spend more time in the gym on Monday, I guarantee you're going to be much more tired on Tuesday night than you are on Monday night. So after that Tuesday night, you get 2 full days to recover, which you will need. And on Thursday, you get your first full body workout. Now, full bodies, again, I'm not a big fan of, but it's your template. So full body, we're gonna start with deadlift. So a pull from the floor. When I say deadlift, it's a pull from the floor. It can be a sumo, it can be conventional, it can be behind the back. No, not behind the back. Behind the back is bad. Jefferson, it can be trap bar, whatever you want, but it has to be a deadlift. Has to be a deadlift. Yeah, you'll be fine. So we're going to do a deadlift heavy again. Heavy is subjective, it's a subjective value. And then we're going to follow the deadlift with a squat variation again. Squats are great. So it's a knee flexion variation. You can pick whatever you want. And we're going to superset. We're going to superset the squat variation with pull-ups to hit the entire upper back. Okay? All right, so we took care of the legs, we took care of the quads, we took care of the glutes, we took care of the hamstrings. Now we're going to go straight into either bench or dips, depending on which one you pick to start with. And we're going to do some heavy work on that again, so it's going to be its own thing, it's not going to be supersetted. And we are going to follow up the bench and the dips with, again, some bench and dips accessory. As you can see, I'm not as comfortable with full body workouts because I feel like eating your entire body on one day is not smart. But you're going to do some bench and dips accessory with less weight, and if possible, you're going to pick a variation that is going to put the accent on the triceps, the lateral and medial heads. And you're going to superset that with, again, more skull crushers. Skull crushers, or if you're bored of skull crushers, which I don't see why you would be, they're the greatest lift ever. Just kidding. you can do behind the head dumbbell extensions. That works too. But since you got a bench, if you bench, you can do that on the bench. Okay. Now, I'm gonna have you do some work for your upper back. And again, your lower back is going to be fried for most people, so I'm going to program for what most people do. I'm going to have you do some, same thing, really. I think either weighted pull-ups if you want, or Pendlay rows, or if you have a very good lower back, Coan rows, which are cheat rows, or seal rows. And you're going to superset that with some chin-ups. So of course, think about it. If you do weighted pull-ups, you're going to have to do them with a grip that is then going to be supersetted with a different grip if you do them body weight. So keep that in mind. So think about all the body parts we hit. I think the upper back can take a little bit more work. Or can it? No, I think it's good. I think we're good. You're just going to, I think it's pretty decent for a full body workout. And then we're going to finish with abs, calves, calves, and some more forearm work. Gripper or plate grip, whatever. Yep. So we've pretty much covered the entire body here. Nice. And on Saturday, we are going to, I'm just going to copy and paste the exact same template. Only difference is that instead of starting with a heavy deadlift, you're going to start with a heavy squat. And you're going to then follow that with a deadlift variation. And then the rest is going to be pretty much the same. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is you might not be able to bench or dip heavy on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you can do it, love it, it's great. If you cannot, I have a video in my playlist talking about how to bench without pain. But what I can replace it with here is, instead of doing heavy bench and dips, you can just do your bench and dips accessories. And that's not going to be in the program, by the way, so you have to keep that in mind. But instead, you replace that heavy bench and dips, and at the end of the workout, you're going to do high volume push-ups. Okay. And then to finish that up, on Sunday, so if you skip Saturday for a reason or the other, I do not want you to do a full body workout on Sunday because it's going to compromise your recovery for Monday. So on Sunday, you'll just do some GPP. Meaning if you like swimming, go and swim. If you like running, go and run. If you want to do something sport specific, do something sport specific. GPP is context based. And if you want to do something related to lifting, you're going to do high volume pull-ups, high volume push-ups, high volume ab work, and you can do some plate carries. So you grab a plate and you work with it. You can do more trap work. You can kill your upper traps if you want to. You can do some high volume hyperextension with body weight. Basically things that are not going to fry your body for your next day session, but are going to keep you active. So that's it for this video. This was a upper, lower, full body video. All of the program is going to be in the description. Let me know what you think. If you're the subscriber who asked for the video, let me know if this was satisfactory. It was fun to make. Thank you for watching and have a good day.